for over the weekend video back when called viral year video na Cecelia Marfo time na Joyce Blessing na tunyum no okotwe mic na free na nsem na o say na o hye ne nkom na eno na amafo bebre bisa say sa na nyankopon ye ne niama na ukọ social media the commentaries are different ebi mu say nyame asem attention of God here want to make can say ebi mu so say she should have applied wisdom to the prophecy that came. We are in this country, we see how a lot of prophets go about the prophecies when they claim it is coming from God, because as at that time no we know me no na ye ni obi, we do not have evidence, we don't have substantial evidence to prove their claims. Since we na Cecelia Marfo ekatwe microphone free Joyce Blessing sem share and come bebre, so on come back to Nikuno and all that a month for bebre na mpo ebisa say na Cecelia Marfo ono na warrior ne kra akọ sinesan nkrophobia omode omano ato asemi mu Ohemaa Mercy Celestine Donkor and afin so Akwaboah Ohemaa Mercy say ono de ade Cecelia Marfo ye no antwa ye kra ba eto da amanfo ka say o we finyame a untumi enya wonhwe o say yo no anka o de sabi nyansa kakra betu wan sana wa hye san kom nebusuafo yenkoti Ohemaa Mercy mba ye ba beti Celestine Donkor be santi Akwaboah ensem omo kan afa Cecelia Marfo
communicating to somebody, especially when God has ministered to you, to talk to someone. And I feel this needs to be corrected, and next time maybe it shouldn't happen that way.
Are you likely to reach out to Joyce or something? Because I think at this point she's gone through a lot.
For me, I talk to her every day, and I pray with her too. She's not the only one. There are a lot of people going through the same thing, and I side with her, and I believe that God is the only one that can heal. People will talk to you, people will say their part, but when some of the things you leave it in the hands of God, you'll be fine. And I believe that she shouldn't even ponder so much about this. She should pray and ask God, God, this is what your daughter is saying. What are you also? I really need to hear from you to confirm. Because when a prophet speaks, you need a confirmation. And that is me. It is not only gospel musician. It cuts across where you see a public figure, and it shouldn't be that you want to use the person to get popularity. But I feel this is a wake-up call for some of that God has called us, and we hear his voice, and we want to talk to somebody about what God is saying. Sometimes we don't have to do it so much in public. We can call them, and it will be wonderful calling them privately and praying with them. That helps a lot than standing in this large congregation and talking about it. It's sad. Sometimes it brings people's spirits down.
The final thing I ask you, do you think that Cecelia Marfo needs to be talked to? You know, this is the second we are seeing. The first one was with Brother Sammy, now Joyce Blessing. You think that she needs some conversation with people like you or people in the industry?
Because you see, it becomes very, very difficult when the person is standing using the name of God to speak. I want to tell the BIA say you tell somebody to go and advise, but I feel Senkebe to me, we get people to get close to her and to talk to her. Maybe it will help.
Akwaboah.
All right, so that was Ohemaa Mercy's reaction to Cecelia Marfo's stand she pulled. I'm on for Cecelia Marfo now. Cecelia said Nidino a name is going down into she just wants something to capture the attention of Ghanaians. That's why she did that, but she was wrong to be using Joyce Blessing as the ladder to which she would step on and then do whatever she wants, that kind of attention she is seeking from Ghanaians. Now Celestine Donkor so de na no ato nsemi or say ono Celestine mpo say omo ko baby na ebia prophetic programmer ne kunu ne management ebe kwa akwa catch yourself on say massa unim say kom she bi ba afa Celestine ho a nya ntobo ase wa ba Celestine obe catch no don't not say this things in public, because Celestine is a public figure. What I say, some pastors and some prophets must know how to be decorous about certain things, must know how to be a little bit diplomatic when it comes to things of God. Empo Odi Okomshani Nathan at a point in time, Yankupon's man said, Uncle David, not David Yohine, so you have to use wisdom, you have to apply wisdom to and somehow or catch David. No, and at the end of the day, David said, when prophecy come, the prophets or the vessels must really be reasonable, and then they must apply some amount of wisdom when delivering those prophecies. Celestine don't consume.
Should really apply wisdom when it comes to giving some strong prophetic words to people who come to the church. Not only in the case of Joyce Blessing, to every human being, because every individual and their level of faith and what they can take. For example, if you tell somebody a person is going to die, that alone is enough to kill the person in the next 2 days.
Yes.
Maybe that death could be true, could happen over a year or 10 years, but because of the fear, the panic, the thought of it alone, can kill the person faster. And so I advise that with said prophetic words, it should be communicated in private, so that and prayerfully, most importantly, prayerfully, because everybody going through things like divorce and stuff really needs prayer support and love, people who are there for her, people who assure her they are praying with her. That's what such a person needs. I'm a woman, and I feel the embarrassment and the pain, and so we respect the oil on Cecelia Marfo's life, but please, when it comes to some of such prophecies, it should be done in a lot of wisdom and prayer, so that it doesn't look like she is doing it to get attention for her ministry, because it's beginning to look like that. It happened in the case of Brother Sami, and then this time too. So yes, Anna, the attention is off that, and it's going on other direction. And I advise musicians too that there are certain things you can do and put in place to ensure that no prophecy about you comes publicly. And my manager and I, we do that before we are invited to a program. If it's a prophet, because sometimes they are the ones who are a bit careless. If it's a prophet, my husband communicates to them that if we come to your service and you think you have a prophetic word for Celestine, please make sure that you call her separately and tell her. If we come to your program and if you want to lay hands on Celestine, please. She has a lot of hands laid on her. She doesn't want any laying of hands. We communicate that, yes. Because you end up, musicians, we attend so many churches. And because of, we need to go and minister. You end up holding so many hands touching your head and pour all sort of unknown anointing on you. So we make sure that we communicate this thing.
For Celestine, so now then some nya etudwan. You kwakoti Akwaboah ba answer na no me kan mo say Dr. Amuzu say brana so ye Dr. Amuzu say oye penis doctor ade bia ha obe ma no ntumi bo adwuma yi na nsa oni oba akosha ya within 1 second na wape elo wape as a ambulance no masa sa ne amane ya jama catch us say 2021 to say ano the things in 2020 na man no FI and falan because na in me man no na ebi mu ntumi bo adwuma and he was going against the Association of Hardworking Men. What I say, the Association of Hardworking Men near Netien Yan say, they do pemo ye boy juma ye pan, a bon juma ma a man for can say, boy abaso. Yes, and Dr. Amuzu say, Brana, so Dr. Amuzu or Tichiman or Sunyani or Accra or Cape Coast or Takrade, I think so. Baby be a Dr. Amuzu or friend numbers now. I was screening to see and I caught Dr. Amuzu as well. Dr. Amuzu, a pennies doctor. Akwaboah to say, or no, the other point in time, or so for Bishan and come now and come share eba and say, or Babu. And oba be hwe nkwa and some mysterious ways be when Akwaboah say on the income shane ba no ha ne kakra because at that point in time no na so for no betumi apene number friend no and all of that, but sometimes this prophet you just do not know. And also it was one with Celestine Donkor and Ohemaa Mercy says Cecelia Marfo should have applied some kind of wisdom. Therefore yenkoti Akwaboah.
In fact, happy about it because I felt the person should have or could have called me and we could have had a conversation and we would have prayed about it. So as a public figure and as a celebrity, that's God has brought up. You can't just stand in the midst of people and then, yes, you've seen it. Yes, God has told you. But what you do is now, you get my point. as to how you go about it. So I sincerely think that probably I'm only saying that after everything that Cecelia Marfo saw or said God had told her, she could have called Joyce and spoken to her that whilst I was doing this or doing that, God said this and that and that. Say, yeah, and then like Ohemaa said, prayed with her. That would have done a lot of good than just public figure standing in the whole congregation and then saying it.
Do you believe, and I want to be specific, do you believe, Cecelia Marfo, do you believe that truly God speaks to her in the manner in which she approached things, because if you look at Brother Sammy's and then now Joyce Blessing, do you think truly that God speaks to her?
Yes, and then when God called her, I wasn't around. So I can't say I don't believe in everything that she's saying. But at the end of the day, Bible say, my entertainment I need to so like I said, whatever she's saying, I can't doubt, I never doubt. If it's from God, that's from God. Whatever she said, yeah, I believe that. I'm just saying that she should have just communicated it well. Yeah, that's all.
All right, and Akwaboah nipa bebe na de omo anu ato nsemi from Funny Face to Brother Sammy some time ago no yebeka Cecelia Marfo ehwi na sum ye pa o say nyankopon na ekasa and all of that, and I think so nye omo nkwa. We've seen a lot of instances as Cecelia Marfo ebi mu si o wa boda ebi say be na dwem atochima kakra, she's no well, she's not herself, she has some mental problems and all of that. What do you think say na nyame na ekasa? Me personally, I think that wasn't the right way to go. If anything crowd there, then the God of Cecelia Marfo must be a God seeking attention. GhPage. Subscribe to this channel, of course, on YouTube, GhPage. Follow us across social media on Facebook at GhPage News, on Instagram at GhPage News, on Twitter at GhPage_com. You can also visit our website www.GhPage.com. But before I log out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the Cecelia Marfo, Joyce Blessing, whatever? It was for a friend Gypsum, but to me, a friend MC General. Are we best?